Welcome to Championship Night for the 16th Annual Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling, presented by Spartan Transportation on Team Victory Lane Racing Race Spot. Everybody's come together tonight. I'm Ben Shelton, joined by Tommy Rowe Jr. And Tommy, tonight we're going to cap it off with an $18,000 total purse, $6,000 to win. But before we get to that, we start the night with a 40-lap last chance qualifier presented by Gears Unlimited, where the winner, well, he's going to have a chance to take $350 or tag the back of that coveted 100-lap main event from here at Kokomo Speedway. We saw fantastic racing, and as we get set for tonight, Tommy, I want to know what's on your mind with a big night of racing in front of us.
25 drivers, one spot up for grabs. What could possibly go wrong in that instance? And if you think for a second one of these drivers is about to turn down a chance to run for $6,000, then think differently, because if it was me, I'm tagging the back of that going for $6,000.
Well, you're a millionaire, so that's what you would do. So $350 might mean something to somebody because, hey, man, you got to get up to 7th or 6th in the main event to make $400. But I'm like you. I think these guys came to race. We saw fantastic racing last night. And, of course, it was all topped off with server number 2, Dylan Hauser, Evan C., putting on a heck of a show. And tonight we get set for this one as, again, this is going to be a, you just look at all the guys that are in this. And these are guys that can win any league race anywhere else at any point.
Yeah, this is going to be a fantastic race, and you got who's to win at any league race that you would host on iRacing. But tonight, one spot up for grabs. It's about to be a throwdown right here in this last chance qualifier, and get your popcorn ready. It's going to be fun.
Well, and watching the practice these guys had, as you see the BC parked at Victory Lane pad, Brian Clausen, of course, the late great Brian Clausen birthday would have been, I believe, this past week, and we're here at Kokomo, and a lot of people thought this wasn't going to be the track for this, Tommy, but it has been fantastic. The cars are starting to make their way to the grid, so I tell you what, why don't we get the starting lineup up on the screen, and let's tell you who's going to be starting where in this last chance qualifier presented by Gears Unlimited, where one driver tries to keep his hopes alive for a $6,000 payday. Starting on the pole, it'll be Hunter Rich in car number 33, and to his outside, Carolina's Barrett Bishop, and he'll be in car number 3. Tommy, who have you got in row 2?
Row 2, you'll find the California driver, J.D. Brown, to the outside, Carolina driver of Brent Evans.
Row number 3 will be Daniel Mills, the Mid-South racer, and to his outside, Florida's fast young phenom, Trey Mills, in car 14.
Moving back to row number 4 on the inside will be car number 7 of Bob Klein, and to the outside will be the Georgia driver of Logan Herbert.
Moving back to row number 5, starting the 9th position, Aiden Burline out of Virginia, to his outside, Georgia's Lucas Ruark.
The Mid-South driver, Jacob Lasher, will make up the inside of row number 6, and to the outside will be Virginia driver, Jacob Harberts.
Moving back to row number 7, Alex Bergeron and Tanner Tomasi.
In row number 8, it'll be Colton Zimmer, Jason Moore.
And row 9 is Cody Nevin and Robbie Buchanan Jr. And your final starters, Tucker Elkins and Cameron Kaysen, along with Jesse Enterkin, starting shotgun on the field back in 21st.
So Ben, 40 laps to distance, one spot up for grabs, and if it's anything like Sunday evening, this is about to be a lot of fun to watch around the speedway.
Well, those guys put on a show, and this track right now is hard and slick as the green flag's out. 40 laps the distance in this Gears Unlimited last chance race. We're underway.
Good start right there for Hunter Rich out in the good spot right now with J.D. Brown in the 14 car in pursuit, and Ben, just like that, cautioned on the speedway.
Yeah, you got to think that's not going to be the last one of these we're going to see. Guys are desperate to get into the show, and caution on the racetrack early in this one, as didn't even get that first lap on the board.
Hunter Rich right now, sitting in a good spot in position number 1, Barrett Bishop, J.D. Brown, your top 3 drivers. Only one spot up for grabs, so there'll be a lot of movers and shakers. 40 laps to distance, you'll see, like we saw on Sunday evening, tire wear come into play. Some of these drivers may fall back. Some of these drivers coming through the field. We saw a lot of movers and shakers through the field, so where you start may not be necessarily where you'll end up, and we'll find out in 39 short laps, but nonetheless, pace truck back in, already double back up, getting ready to go back green once again, Ben.
Cody Nevin, the caution, and he sends into the line as we get this one back underway. Greensblatt back out. Hunter Rich leads the way in car 33 as, again, J.D. Brown works in the low side of the car number 14. You see the aerial shot as they work around this tight quarter-mile bull ring.
Barrett Bishop in the 3 machine gasses it up on the outside. He'll try to pull along Cody Nevin here on the front straightaway, almost side by side. Still Hunter Rich out in front. I said Cody Nevin, but it's Hunter Rich in the 33 out in front. JD Brown and Barrett Bishop, your top 3 drivers.
Well, right now the racetrack is really wide. You got guys down low. You got guys right up against the fence, as they talked about it. It was hard and slick, and you got to think those tires could be a factor before this one's over, as now a battle for the lead down the back straightaway, as it'll continue to be Hunter Rich, your leader, but JD Brown is right there with him, and behind him the guys are banging the concrete all the way around this bull ring.
JD Brown, the 14 car, trying to find a way around Hunter Rich. He'll fall back to position number 2, still early in the race. Barrett Bishop in 3rd. Alex Bergeron, 13th to 4th already. He's won this last chance qualifier in the past, coming through the field. Now looking for position number 3 on the inside, down the back straightaway.
Meanwhile, you got a new leader, JD Brown, shoots around down the back straightaway. He goes around Hunter Rich as we complete another lap. 6 down, 34 to go, and JD Brown setting sail early in this one as he gets around Hunter Rich, who paced the first 6 circuits, and caution on the speedway. Caution is out with 7 laps complete as the pace truck will catch the field, but not before JD Brown takes over the top spot.
And JD Brown working his way through the field. Hunter Rich will fall back to position number 2. Like I said, good try by Alex Bergeron, 13th to 3rd so far, 6 laps down, 34 to go. Trey Mills up to position number 4, and Barrett Bishop has fallen back a few spots to position number 5, but only 1 spot in the good spot. All these other drivers going to take home $80 and watch the Spring Fling just like the rest of us on the TeamVLR.com Facebook page and YouTube and wherever else it's being streamed at right now.
We see the Sim Rap Market instant replay as we had one get upside down. I believe Jason Moore got on his lid. Yeah, the California racer, and he's going to go into the line, but he did go to the pits, obviously, after getting upside down, as we get set to get this one back underway. And JD Brown, we'll see what he can do out front. He likes that low groove. That's how he got to the lead. Can he go ahead and pace the rest of this one, or does somebody else have something for him? Again, only the winner has the opportunity to move on, either $350, or you can tag the back of the main event here tonight and take a chance at $6,000.
You got to think, just like we saw in the 2 prelim main events, that outside groove's going to come to life at some point in the race, and then it'll be game on after that. But nonetheless, green flag is back out, and Alex Bergeron, good start right there. He'll take over 2nd down the back straightaway, racing hard with Barrett Bishop, and I do believe that's Trey Mills on the outside trying to find a way around.
Yeah, the teenager out of Florida right now. He runs a lot in the 602, 604, a little bit of super late model action. He's trying to put it into the show. And I think a lot of people, Tommy, really surprised that Alex Bergeron had to come to the B-main. And I tell you what, don't look now, but that top groove is really starting to come in, and Trey Mills is putting the whip to it on the top side, trying to get to JD Brown, your leader, as they work down the backstretch.
He's bringing the 5 of Lucas Rourke with him. Rourke started in position number 2 and has worked his way up to the top 4, but right now it's all JD Brown. And don't look now, here comes Alex Bergeron in the 12th car, knocking on the door down the back straightaway.
Well, you got to think they don't want Bergeron to get out front. He might have a chance to stink this one up. And now Trey Mills to the outside. They were briefly 3 wide for the lead. And how about that? Now your lead, JD Brown's going to move to the top. That leaves Bergeron down on the bottom. Bergeron shoots to the lead.
Bergeron down on the bottom of the speedway. Like you said, JD Brown takes it to the top shelf. Trey Mills now trying to find a way through the middle. And Hunter Rich trying to fight back. He'll move up to 2nd once again and falling back to 5th as they're leading a couple of laps. And look out, JD Brown, Trey Mills make contact. We stay green for a moment, but they're going to lose a lot of spots right there.
Yeah, they're going to lose a lot. And I got to think Trey Mills hated to see JD Brown go to the top. He was leading that freight train on the top side, and now he falls back in the pack to 5th as Trey Mills, as out in front it is Alex Bergeron, and that is nothing new to see the veteran out in front of this one, trying to become the 2nd Canadian in the main event tonight. We've already got Loic Bernier in the feature, and right now Bergeron leads the way as we complete work on lap number 16, and it's Bergeron over Rich and Rourke. That's your top 3.
Good racing right behind your top 2 drivers right now, 3rd, 4th on back, racing through the field. But all of those positions, 2nd through 20th right now, pay the exact same of $80. And the winner's going to have the option for $350. But you got to think Alex Bergeron, being the veteran he is going to try for that $6,000 as he's out in front right now if he can hang on to it.
He's like the low gruesome's drop of the green. He's worked his way up through there. JD Brown was on the bottom, and when Bergeron started putting his nose in there, they knew Trey Mills was the outside. He moved up, and that allowed Bergeron to go to the lead. We're approaching halfway, and it continues to be Bergeron over Rourke and Rich in 3rd, but now here comes Trey Mills getting his feet back under him. And I tell you what, Bergeron is not pulling away from him, but they're also not making up any ground on him either.
Yeah, he's hanging on to a second lead right now. Rourke still on the top shelf of the racetrack, trying to run him down. Has made his way up to second, 10th to second right now, 13th to first for Bergeron. So your top two moving through the field, and Rourke looks a little faster right now than Bergeron using the outside. Can he run him down?
Well, just like that, we're past halfway, too. We're working lap 22. Out front, it's Bergeron. And I tell you what, you got to wonder if Alex is going to stay on the bottom or he's going to start hearing that engine to his outside and move up the racetrack. 9/10 of a second, the separation right now from first to second as we ride along with Lucas Ruark, the Georgia driver, trying to put it into the big show tonight, and he is right up on the cushion here tonight at Kokomo.
He cut that lead down to 6/10 of a second last time by, as his lap time 12.5s. Alex Bergeron running 12.7s on the bottom of the seed base. So Lucas Rourke, if he can keep it clean on the outside, he's going to catch your race leader here in just a moment. And it's about to be game on for the race lead, because here comes Lucas Rourke.
You got a battle for the lead now as we get down to 15 laps to go. 15 to go, and it's Bergeron, your leader, and you got to wonder how long will he stay down there? Will he move up the racetrack? Here comes Ruark. You look at the shot from up top from the drone, and what a battle we've got for the lead as they work through turns 1 and 2.
Ray Mills in the 14 car. He looks a little faster than Alex Bergeron right now, too, trying to run down these top two drivers still on the outside. But here comes Rourke on the outside, challenging for the lead. Can he have it in on the back straightaway?
How about your third different leader of the event? Georgia's Lucas Ruark goes to the top spot, and now Bergeron's got to figure it out as he's falling back to second. He's got to come under the clutches of Trey Mills pretty soon as we got a baker's dozen left here tonight. 13, make it 12 laps now to go, and Ruark is running the top side to perfection as he really starts to stretch it out, and now Bergeron, as we said, falls into the clutches of Trey Mills in that battle for second.
Bergeron still hanging tough for a moment down the back straightaway. Rourke pulls ahead. Now Trey Mills on the outside. Can he clear Bergeron as well and make a challenge at the race lead? Laps ticking down. It'll be 11 to go. 11 to go this time. Bergeron still hanging tough right there on the bottom, though.
Well, you got to think right now both of them are on the top, and if you're Trey Mills, you're thinking about a slider in the closing laps of this one. If you're Bergeron, you've really got to start doing some searching because that bottom has slowed down. We saw it in the first qualifier last night, Tommy, where the bottom was the place to be early, but as the race went on, the top just got too good.
Now Trey Mills clears Alex Bergeron and is right there on the heels of Rourke late in the race. 9 laps to go here around Kokomo in the last chance qualifier. 1 spot up for grabs. Rourke and Mills. This is about to get really, really good once again.
And perhaps lap traffic in front of your leaders, too. Could that be a factor? As right now, Trey Mills doing everything he can to get to your leader. And you got to think he's going to ride a couple more laps, Tommy. Maybe wait for a mistake out of the leader, but you can't wait real long because they tick them off so fast around this tight quarter-mile bull ring.
Hey, you watched it on the second prelim feature on Sunday night when Dylan Hauser waited till the final turn to make his move. We'll see if that's what Trey Mills will have in mind as well. But like you said, they're approaching the lap cars here in just a moment. Going to have to manipulate the best way around to get away around them. But laps ticking away. It'll be 5 to go this time for Rourke.
And if anything, Ruark is starting to put a little space between himself and Mills. Bergeron a distant third. In fact, he and Barrett Bishop battling. Bishop goes to third. And Tommy, you got to think it is go time for Trey Mills as caution on the speedway. That could change everything with 4 laps remaining. Caution is out on the racetrack.
Oh man, 4 laps to go. You just knew it was coming. It was going too well for the caution not to come out. Lucas Rourke going to see his half a second lead evaporate. Trey Mills going to restart on the outside. Should be a double file restart. Haven't had enough cautions to go single file yet. Alex Bergeron sitting in position number 3. We'll see if he'll still stick to the bottom or if he'll find his way up to the outside to try to challenge for the lead once again. Got to be very frustrated if you're Alex Bergeron right now, the plan not working.
And we just saw the SimRap Market instant replay as beating and banging back in the pack. 4-lap shootout. And right now it is coming Georgia driver Lucas Ruark leading the way. A couple of drivers that sling the dirt in real life too leading the way. And really Bergeron back in third. He has translated his success in iRacing onto the dirt as well. And right now, who can it be? And you got to wonder if your front row gets together and has some issues, somebody like Barrett Bishop could capitalize on it. This has been a fantastic one so far. 4 laps to decide it, and the Gears Unlimited last chance race. Winner only gets a chance to move on.
4 laps to decide it. 1 spot up for grabs. Green flag is back out, and Trey Mills with a good start right there. Hangs with Lucas Rourke, and here comes Bergeron on the bottom once again, but Mills on the outside will take the race lead.
Well, Rourke gave up the cushion, and Mills goes around him to the outside, and now the 15-year-old out of St. Augustine, Florida, shoots to the lead. 3 laps to go, and Bergeron goes to work on the low side of the racetrack, maybe hoping that bottom is going to come in as they work off into turns 3 and 4. Trey Mills leads the way, and another caution on the speedway.
Oh my goodness. Caution out on the racetrack where Trey Mills going to be your race leader. Barrett Bishop right there in the 3 car. He showed some speed on that restart. He'll have another opportunity. He'll restart on the outside. And this will be a traditional green-white checkered. It'll be 2-lap shootout. Trey Mills on the inside. Barrett Bishop on the outside. 1 spot up for grabs as you see the 09 of Tanner Tomasi getting turned around. Thanks to the simwrapmarket.com instant replay on your screen. Can Trey Mills hang on and pick up this win?
Well, we saw in that last restart that Rourke couldn't get the start he wanted on the inside, and now Trey Mills is going to be down there, so it's Barrett Bishop in the driver's seat. Man, what a way for it to come down in this Gears Unlimited last chance race. 2-lap shootout for a chance to keep your hopes alive for $6,000.
Rich back there on the outside of row number 2 led the opening few laps of this last chance qualifier. Has fallen back just a little bit, but now he's going to have another shot on the outside. Brent Evans, Lucas Rourke back there in 6th now after leading so many laps around the speedway. Looks like he had a shot to win. Now he's got a little bit of ground to make up in a short amount of time to do it. Trey Mills going to get ready to lead him back to the green once again, and here we go.
Well, Trey gets a good jump. We'll see if he hits the cushion off in 1 and 2. And indeed he will. Bergeron back down to the low side. Bishop goes to the cushion behind Mills as they work down the back straightaway. Do believe they will race back to the white flag. And now Bishop's going to throw a slider at him. What a battle for the lead as it continues to be Mills, your leader.
Trey Mills on the outside of the speedway. Full head of steam. White flag is out down the back straightaway. Final time. Ben, bring us home.
Through turns 3 and 4, who's going to win the Gears Unlimited last chance race? It'll be Florida's Trey Mills coming home in 2nd. Barrett Bishop, Bergeron spins across the finish line, and it'll be J.D. Brown in 4th, Hunter Rich in 5th, as just like that, Trey Mills, the Florida youngster, has picked up the win in the Gears Unlimited last chance race. And now the $1 million question. I'm pretty sure, I know this young man, I actually do his website. I got a pretty good feeling that Trey's going to want to keep racing, but we're going to find out in just a moment. And how about the racing action we saw there, though, Tommy? Man, those guys put on an absolute show.
That was just 40 laps right there. We're going to have 60 more of those here to come here in just a moment. 25 of some of the best drivers on the iRacing dirt circuit getting ready to go for $6,000. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Already over 300 watching. Can we get that even more?
Well, I tell you what, that one went fast. I mean, Kokomo does not disappoint, and we saw a heck of a race there. We're going to bring Trey Mills into the broadcast booth here in a second to ask him the very important question. Do you take 350, call it a night? You're not going to open a cold one if you're Trey Mills. You can open you some Kool-Aid, I guess. But I think he's going to keep racing as he just showed that he was able to charge up through there and get that one. Does he want to start 25th here, or does he want the $350? And Kokomo, 3 races now we've had here, including the 2 prelims last night, Tommy. None of them have disappointed.
Yeah, give the admins and Team VLR some credit. They took a lot of backlash for picking the Kokomo Speedway. Some of the drivers unhappy with it, thinking, it could be a cluster, or you will see some terrible racing. Short tracks don't produce great racing. But, Ben, you and I have been watching short track racing our whole lives. I mean, it's some of the best racing you can find.
Well, it's fantastic. I love me a good bull ring. No two bones about it. We grew up on the same racetracks. So I tell you what, right now, we're going to bring Trey Mills into the room. I see he's waiting for the interview, and we'll get him brought into the live broadcast, and we'll ask the young man himself what he wants to do. Trey, first and foremost, how did you get the win in that one?
I was mainly just trying to roll the top. I knew with the track being pre-gen that the cushion was going to be pretty big, so knowing that I was starting on the outside, I knew my goal was just going to be to roll the top as long as I could and hopefully get to the lead, and that's what happened.
Restart with a handful of laps to go in the lead, or it goes to the bottom of the racetrack and you're able to get the run on the top. What went through your mind at that point?
I was hoping I could get a good enough start to stay on his outside, because I knew if he cleared me and got to the outside, it would have been over. Because if you throw a slider here, the top has too much momentum. But I knew whenever I stayed on his outside right there and I got to the top in turn 1, I knew I would have took the lead coming off of turn 2.
Great. I want to think I know the answer to this, but I still got to ask the Gears Unlimited $1 million question. Do you want the $350 for one of the non-qualifier race, or do you want to forfeit that and start 25th in the 16th annual Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling?
Well, with the way that just went, I definitely want to start the tail. You know, I think I have a pretty good shot at coming up to the field in a 100-lap race, so I'll start at the back.
I love everything about that. You know how to get it done in the real world. You're getting it done in the virtual world. Who do you want to thank that's helped you get into this coveted main event?
I want to thank Chase Barber for spotting me. He was mainly showing me where to run and just telling me to keep calm and keep it straight and stay on the top. And then I want to thank House of Speed iRacing Setups, Dylan Hauser, JC Floyd, Ace Graphics, and just everybody else who helps on the car.
All right, man. You going to catch your breath and get ready to go 100 laps around this place?
Yes, sir. We're going to give it all we got.
All right. Well, Trey Mills, he wins the Gears Unlimited non-qualifier race. And Tommy, I loved it. No hesitation. You gonna take the money or race? That young man came to race tonight.
I mean, that's a competitor right there. That's what you would expect out of somebody who's competitive as Trey Mills is. And, 25th to 1st, he's certainly capable of getting the job done.
Well, we started with 120 racers. We've whittled it down to 25. They're going to start getting the server up for the championship. We are going to step aside. And again, when we come back, 16th annual Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling presented by Spartan Transportation. And all this sponsored by Victory Lane Racing, as well as being on RaceSpot. We're going to talk about all these other great marketing partners. Don't go anywhere because we're getting ready to go 100 laps at Kokomo for $6,000 out of an $18,000 total purse. We'll be right back. Welcome to RaceSpot and Team VLR in the 16th annual Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling presented by Spartan Transportation from Kokomo Speedway in Kokomo, Indiana. I'm Ben Shelton, joined by Tommy Rowe Jr. We started with 120 drivers on Sunday night, and we've now whittled it down to 25 competitors who are going to go 100 laps in pursuit of an $18,000 total purse and $6,000 to win. Tommy, we've seen no shortage of excitement at this tight quarter-mile bull ring, and now 100 laps. You got to think lap traffic, chaos, and everything in between is going to be major storylines.
$6,000 up for grabs here in the richest paying iRacing dirt event of the year, richest iRacing dirt event of all time. Get ready to come your way. Very excited to call this one. Like you said, we started with 120, and now we are down with 25 of the best getting ready to go around the speedway. This will be a lot of fun.
Well, it is going to be a lot of fun, and we cannot have this much fun if we didn't have everybody that's watching along at home or on your mobile devices, maybe from the road. Give us the thumbs up, the shares, the comments on who you think is going to win. And we also have a lot of great marketing partners who made this possible. In fact, we've got lap sponsors of all 100 laps who have pitched in, and man, you see the long list there. All these different people, these organizations, some of them are individuals, some of them are companies. Please support them when you can. If they've got a product you need, let them know where you found out about them, that you appreciate their support of the 16th annual Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling presented by Spartan Transportation. And Tommy, you and I, we announce a lot of events in the real world, and we know you can't do it without the sponsors. We definitely couldn't have this $18,000 total purse without all these great marketing partners.
Yeah, $18,000 for a sim race. Got to thank all of these great people for coming on board. I mean, this is iRacing. I mean, it's hard to gather up an $18,000 purse for your local track, much less something on a sim, which is pretty incredible.
Well, and this payout tonight, something to keep in mind. It's a lot of money, but it's weighted toward the front, and it's going to affect how guys race. $6,000 to win, $2,500 for second, $1,000 for third, $750 for fourth, $500 for fifth. Sixth is $400, and that's especially important if you're a gentleman named Trey Mills, the teenager out of St. Augustine, Florida, just won the Gears Unlimited Last Chance qualifier. He gave up $350 to have a shot at $6,000. He'll start 25th, and if we've seen anything, Tommy, you can win from anywhere in the field here at Kokomo.
Yeah, this track has produced some of the best racing we've seen thus far, and we've seen 2, 3, and 4 distinct groups out there on the speedway. You'll see the drivers utilizing the bottom of the speedway, and then you'll see the top side come in. And then, you know, with 100 laps, who knows? Maybe it could go back down to the bottom, through the middle. We could get drivers running all over the place. It's going to be something to watch, and it'll get pretty wild and crazy out there.
Well, and a big question, will tire wear be a factor? A new add-on to iRacing tire wear. A lot of people think it's not going to be a factor on a quarter-mile bull ring, but can it be? What if you go too hard early, use up your tires? What if you don't go hard enough, you fall down a lap early, and all of a sudden your chances to win go by the wayside because you're a lap down? A lot of storylines, and oh, by the way, not only do you have to watch out for the competitors you're battling for position with, lap traffic could change your fate in a heartbeat on a racetrack this tight and fast.
Yeah, this is... You've got to keep your head on a swivel. You've got to think fast. You've got to make the right decisions at the right time. Is it too early? Is it too late? It's just something these drivers have to keep in the back of their minds throughout the field. But you've got 25 of the best, and you better believe that these drivers have been testing ever since Kokomo was announced last Tuesday. They've done enough testing to know when it's time to drop the hammer and get ready to go compete for this $6,000.
And Blake Majulis, he's done what nobody has done in the 15-year history of the Spring Fling. Yes, just now counting this year, just the past 7 years have been in iRacing, but before that, it was on different platforms. Nobody had ever won back-to-back before Blake did it in 21 and 22, and now he's going to try to go for the hat trick that's worth $6,000. And if you can win at Knoxville, Iowa, and then you can win in Charlotte, and then you can win in Kokomo, 3 totally different types of racetracks, I think it's fair to say you're a pretty badass driver when it comes to iRacing. Blake's going to start third here tonight. He's going to go for his third straight win. Could it be fate? Do you believe in numbers? That's the question, Tommy.
He's looked really good all week long so far. He's tested up and done very, very well. He's one of the best drivers on the sim, pro racer, world-class driver himself. He also built some of the best setups on the iRacing circuit. You can find those at the Majula C Speed Shop. Him and Evan C partnering up with Chris Ferguson Esports and doing a great job on that. But like I said, check them out, get some of their setups. You can be as fast as Blake around the speedway.
Well, and this will mean something to you. You do a lot more of these races than I do, Tommy, but we just got a word from the admins. The strength of field for this event is a 6,779 rating as an I rating. Explain to us exactly what that means.
Well, every time that you win a race, basically an iRacing official, you have an I rating, and it can go up or down based on where you finish in the standings. So you start out with a 1,500 as your base, and it just grows from there. So to be over 6,000 average, these drivers have won a lot of races on the iRacing circuit.
Well, let's tell you who's going to be starting where tonight. Your pole sitter for the 16th annual Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling out of New London, Wisconsin. It's Jordan Casey in car 42, and to his outside out of Ocala, Florida, Dylan Hauser in car 2.
Majula C Speed Shop, row number 2, and New York driver, two-time defending Spring Fling champion Blake Majulis on the inside, Evan C in 33 on the outside.
Moving back to row 3 in car number 40 out of Danville, Pennsylvania. An underdog here tonight. It's Mike Augustine, and to his outside, the number 2 ranked driver in iRacing is Chase Barbara out of Betico, Louisiana.
Row number 4 on the inside will be the 15 of Ryan Flatten and the California driver of James Edens in 52.
Moving back to row 5, it'll be Desmond Busby out of Stockton, California. Another underdog in Hamilton Township, New Jersey's Dylan Yeager, the 2022 Gobbler 100 champion.
Kendall Tucker, the Carolina driver in 00, line up on the inside of row number 6. And to the outside, the DK entry, it'll be Damian Kiefer.
Row 7 out of Peru, New York, it'll be Caleb Durgan, his first spring fling, into his outside, Dresden, Ohio's Travis St. Clair in the 130.
Moving back to row number 8 on the inside, the 157 will be Drew Hopkins, and to the outside, Georgia driver Zach Leonardi.
Row 9 out of Harlan, Iowa, it's Hagen Sorensen in the 45, and Loic Bernier out of Victoriaville, Quebec in car 74, the only Canadian in the field.
Row number 10 will see James Starry, the Texas driver. To the outside, Ryan Hodge in 19.
Row 11, Keith Hackney out of the Georgia driver in the 91, and out of DeMossville, Kentucky, it's Ethan Toder.
And your 12th and final row will be Charles Barnes on the inside. To the outside, CJ Howell in car number 2. And by way of provisional, in 14, it'll be Trey Mills, the Florida driver you saw just picking up the win and elected to start tail end of the field.
25 drivers getting set to go at it. Ethan Toder losing connection on the parade lap. Oh, what a nightmare. Hopefully he can get reconnected as we get set to get this one underway. 100 times around. Tommy, we just saw 40 times around go by in about 15 minutes. What's it going to be like here tonight? 100 laps, 18,000 on the line, 6,000 to the winner, and we are green flag on the 16th annual Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling.
I'll tell you what, if I was Ethan Toder, I'd be very mad at my cable company just about now because they just cost him a chance at $6,000. But nonetheless, Jordan Casey out in front. He'll come around to lead the first lap of the Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling.
And they're immediately going at it. 3 cars duking it out. Casey leads the way, but he's got company. Here comes Majulis trying to go 3 straight wins in this event. He's got company there with him, Evan C. and Dylan Hauser.
Dylan Hauser in car number 2 to the inside. He'll take over position number 2. What a drive he had on Sunday evening, trying to pick up his first career Spring Fling win.
And right now, this racetrack is slimy. You can see these guys having a handful. The bottom point is the place to be. This racetrack will widen out as we go through the feature. I still think it's going to be one on the top, but again, you got to have a good car of its balance that can go all over this racetrack. And so far, Jordan Casey, 5 laps into this 100-lap affair, has led the first 5, and now he's getting his feet under him as he starts to pull away over Dylan Hauser, Evan C., Blake Majulis, all back there with Mike Augustine rounding out your top 5.
You see the 33 of Evan C. working through the grass there. They're trying to make the pass on his partner, Blake Majulis, for position number 3. Majulis back to 4th. And it's the Pennsylvania driver, Mike Augustine, right now rounding out the top 5. Desmond Busby from 9th to 6th already here in the main event as well.
Well, racetrack, as we said, they're going to work around the hub. Oh, hang on to a little beating and banging there as C gets into Hauser. C will take an excursion through the grass again. No harm, no foul. He gets his feet back under him. And you can just tell right now the racetrack very narrow, but they're going to work it up as the event goes on. You would expect 9 laps down, and Jordan Casey loves everything he's seen so far. Just like that, Dylan Hauser going to try the top side. Just don't know that it's quite there yet.
Yeah, Dylan Hauser to the outside of the speedway. We'll see if the outside will open up. But these drivers around the bottom of the speedway getting a little aggressive early on. You have to watch those tractor tires as well. Those will come into play, and it'll probably bite one or two of these drivers later on in the evening. But Jordan Casey on a Sunday drive right now, 1 second out in front of Evan C. in the 33.
Well, pretty much Dylan Hauser by himself trying to make that top groove come in. Now he'll head to the middle through turns 3 and 4. He and Majulis go door to door. Those two had a good battle last night. And now, again, you see him head back to the bottom. Hauser went up there, didn't like what he found, fell back to 4th, and he's going to ride in the low line right now as we come around to complete lap 13. And Wisconsin's Jordan Casey leads the way over South Carolina's Evan C. and New York's Blake Majulis. Tommy, that's one thing I love about it. Drivers from all over North America representing this 25-car field.
Drivers from all over North America, the producers from all over the world. Hugo, our producers from Germany. Me and you are sitting in the Mid-South in Collierville and Olive Branch. We got Brett Wheeler in Australia out there doing the chat and giving us great insights. So a lot of great people from all over the world coming around to put this spring fling together.
As we come around to complete lap 16, let's set the field for your top 10. It's Jordan Casey, Evan C., Blake Majulis back in 3rd, then it's Dylan Hauser, Mike Augustine in 5th, and then Desmond Busby, Kendall Tucker, Dylan Yeager, Caleb Durgan, and Chase Barber. They round out your top 10 as you go on board right now and watch what it's like trying to get around this Kokomo Speedway racetrack. Still very narrow, and how about that first caution of the night with 16 in the books.
Caution on the speedway. Thought we may see one a little earlier than we did, but got 15 laps in the book, so good start to the evening. Drivers were getting ready to approach the lap traffic. Jordan Casey has led from the jump. Evan C., Blake Majulis. Not really too many movers and shakers right now coming through the field. Hard charger right now. I do believe Ryan Hodge moved up the most positions, 5 spots, 20th to 15th. You got Caleb Durgan, 13th to 9th in the top 10. But drivers kind of sitting tight, holding comfortable right now. 100 laps, a long way to go.
And we just saw the SimRapMarket.com instant replay, and Drew Hopkins getting turned around in the 157 car. As you talked about the hard charger, an award for that tonight, and we want to thank Aaron's Setup Shop for sponsoring that. SimRapMarket.com, they sponsored the instant replay both nights. And just so many great marketing partners. You saw earlier everybody sponsoring it. The presenting sponsor tonight, Spartan Transportation, Majulis C Speed Shop, CFM Designs by JDM, all these great sponsors. The green flag is back out, and we're back underway in Kokomo, the 16th annual Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling presented by Spartan Transportation.
Jordan Casey still on the bottom of the speedway. Dylan Hauser on the outside, the first driver to take it to the top shelf of the speedway on the restart, trying to get a big run. He may lose a couple of positions doing that. Top shelf still not there just yet. And now Evan C. puts the pressure on Casey for the race lead in the inside.
Hauser is determined to make that top come in by himself. Could pay dividends late in the race, but you don't want to junk that race car early by getting up there in the slime. And right now, as you said, Jordan Casey has paced now soon to be the first 20 laps. Evan C. holds on to 2nd. Hauser charging that top side. Desmond Busby, good run in 4th. And Majulis has fallen back to 5th.
Yeah, Majulis still working the very bottom of the speedway. There you see 3 wide right there. Hauser, Busby, and Majulis all 3 wide for position number 3 with the top 2 drivers right in front of them. Mike Augustine on the outside of the top 5, and Kendall Tucker trying to move through the field, 11th to 7th thus far. Looking for more right behind them.
Well, it goes without saying that I think if you're on social media, you've seen that Dylan Hauser guaranteed a win in this event. Right now, he rides back at 30s in the middle of the racetrack, kind of in no man's land right now. But we'll keep an eye on that 2 car, very aggressively charging this quarter-mile oval. And Jordan Casey has been steady, strong, and smooth thus far, Tommy.
Yeah, Casey was pulled out to about a second lead before that restart. Evan C. trying to stay tough, half a second behind. They're 3 wide right behind them. Desmond Busby, 9th to 3rd so far. He had a good prelim night, looking for more here in the 6,000 to win main event.
If you're keeping an eye on the winner of the Gears Unlimited non-qualifiers race, last chance qualifiers race, I should say, Trey Mills, 25th to 17th. He's picked up 8 spots so far for the Florida racer, but out front is Wisconsin continuing to lead the way over Evan C., Desmond Busby, Dylan Hauser, and Blake Majulis, your top 5.
Yeah, taking a pick of Trey Mills. He's in all kinds of mess back there. 3 wide through the field back there, 4 positions. He's trying to work his way through the field. There you see 3 wide for top 15 right now. Mills working his way through the field. He's going to have time to get up through there. He may need a couple of cautions to help him out, but Mills, good drive so far early on.
Tommy, reach up there and knock the mud off his visor right there so we can all see better. I know he would like to see it. He's on the low side. The top side put him into the feature earlier, but right now Trey Mills married to that low side as he continues to work his way forward, now up into 16th. Meanwhile, Jordan Casey, 0.7 of a second advantage at the front of the pack over Evan C. And right now, to quote my brother and my good friend James Essex, please stay green. Let's let these leaders get into lap traffic on this tricky quarter-mile oval. Could be the great equalizer and have a big impact on the outcome of this race.
As you see in real life, lap traffic plays a big equal part in slowing down some of these drivers. Could we see it here in the spring fling? Jordan Casey just a couple of more laps away from approaching the back of the field, but now Evan C. closing the gap in turn number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Can he catch your race leader?
And if you're watching this on the Team VLR Facebook page, comment, like, share. Let us know who you think is going to win. Is Jordan Casey going to get it done? Is Evan C., Desmond Busby? Is maybe somebody you think going to win outside the top 10? Give us those likes, those comments, those shares as people all around the world check out the richest dirt race in history here on iRacing, the 16th annual Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling presented by Spartan Transportation.
Top 1, 2, and 3 right now look pretty content right now. I'm just kind of rolling around the speedway, not really moving and shaking or really challenging for a race lead right now. A long way to go. Got to save that equipment for when it counts. And as you see, Blake Magilla still safe position number 4. Hauser falling back to position number 5, not making any ground up, but still maintaining. Kendall Tucker, Damian Kiefer, 12th to 8th. Hagen Sorensen, 17th to 9th right now. In position for that Aaron setup hard charger as well.
Well, Evan C. starting to turn up the heat on your leader right now. Jordan Casey, as we ride on board with Desmond Busby, having a great run in third, and he's watching the leaders in front of him. And right in front of the leaders, the third car in front of Busby, that's lap traffic. We're going to try to stay green, and it's about to get interesting. Now, the lap car's right now on the top side of the racetrack, and that's what Casey wants to see. But it seems like Evan C. right now, his car may be a little bit better than Jordan Casey, biding his time as we complete lap number 38.
Only about a half a straightaway ahead is the lap traffic right now, and now Evan C. putting the pressure on Casey right now. Casey still maintaining good composure, hanging on to the race lead, but it's 0.2 of a second. And here comes Evan C. taking a peek to the inside once again into number 1 and 2.
Hang on tight, because you're on the nose of Desmond Busby as he watches him go side by side for the lead in front of him. Evan C. to the inside of Jordan Casey. Who's going to lead lap number 40 at the line? It's Casey by about 2 feet, but Evan C. with a big run off into 1 and 2. They'll drag race down the back straightaway. Tommy, you may be about to see a new official leader at the line.
Yeah, Evan C. going to sit in the good spot. He'll have the inside line advantage right there at the line. New race leader at lap 41. Evan C. in 33. Casey to the outside, going to try to power back around.
And now they are catching the back of the field ever so slightly as Casey, good run that time by. Casey will edge ahead off into 1 and 2. C led that last lap, but here comes Jordan Casey as he's found the cushion to his liking, and that top side might be starting to come in. Will you have a new leader this time at the line? No. Yes, you will. Jordan Casey moves to the top spot.
Oh, so close right there. 0.012 was the advantage at the line for Jordan Casey that time. Side by side at the line again. Still hanging on to Jordan Casey as your race leader. C still trying to fight back on the bottom. Don't look out now. Desmond Busby, Blake Majulis, Dylan Hauser trying to close the distance. It may be a 5-car dance here in just a moment for that race lead.
Well, and you got to wonder right now, is that top really starting to come in strong? Is that going to be the story of the second half of the race? Are you going to have to throw Hail Marys and sliders to get past people on the cushion? Because we saw C go to the lead, then we saw Casey go to the cushion, and ever since then, Casey is stretching it out over Evan C. Last time by 0.3 of a second, this time by almost 0.6. And how long before Evan C. is going to move up the racetrack?
Dylan Hauser's now moved to the outside of the speedway once again, trying to challenge Busby for third. Working around the racetrack, there you see Blake Majulis as well, but Jordan Casey still out in front as your race leader. Evan C. still working the bottom of the speedway. Losing some ground now. Casey's putting some distance.
Well, now here's where Jordan Casey's going to have to make some decisions, though. Closing in on more lap traffic, and they are tap dancing around the cushion right in front of your leader. Where do you go if you're Jordan Casey? Do you keep riding the top, or does Evan C. pounce on the bottom? And maybe this is C's game. Maybe he knows those lap cars are going to be on the cushion as this race wanes on.
Jordan Casey now closing on the lap traffic bin. This is what we wanted to see. One more lap from halfway. It'll be 49 down right now, 51 to go. And now Casey will put one car lap down. I do believe that is the 21 of Charles Barnes. And he'll bring the 33 of Evan C. along with him. So they make quick work of the first lap car. And now here comes C with a big run on the bottom of the speedway.
And we're deep now, not deep. We are just into the second half of this race. We work lap 52 off turn number 4, and the lap traffic's only going to get heavier. Hopefully this thing stays green. Evan C. continues to work the low side of the racetrack. Jordan Casey on the top, Hauser in third. Big mover so far, Hagen Sorensen 17th to 9th. He's picked up 8 spots.
And keeping an eye out on Trey Mills, still sitting 17th back there, still working around the speedway. So your last chance qualifier winner. Still working pretty good. He's made up a couple of spots, trying to challenge for top 15 right now, but still very deep in the field.
And now Jordan Casey's going to think about making it 3 wide as he has got Keith Hackney right in front of the 91 car. And to his inside is Travis St. Clair side-by-side lap cars. And can Evan C. do anything with him right now? Evan, though, about a second back behind your leader trying to go through lap traffic. And now it'll be Jordan Casey going to throw a slider perhaps for through lap traffic through 3 and 4. Nope, he thinks better of it and he keeps it in the middle of the racetrack.
Jordan Casey going to have to figure out something right here. Will I go through the middle as Hackney on the outside? That'll be St. Clair, the 13 car on the inside. Where does Jordan Casey go to try to get around these drivers?
And hard to believe we are now 57 laps deep into this event. 43 laps to go, and Jordan Casey cannot find a way around Hackney. Meanwhile, Evan C. took 0.2 of a second off his lead that last time by. Did he have Jordan Casey? And pretty soon Casey may have to get a little aggressive with these lap cars.
Yeah. Right now, he's just struggling to get around Hackney and St. Clair. But really, Evan C. is really not closing the gap as much as you'd think he would right now. And trying to work around these lap cars is C. Trying to save the equipment for just a little bit later in the race. Is it too early to pull the trigger? But we're coming up to 60 complete, 40 to go. Almost, 2/3 of the way home. Jordan Casey, 40 laps away from $6,000.
Well, Jordan Casey did get around the 13 car. Travis St. Clair puts him down a lap. Hackney's still in front of him. And the thing is, Hackney's trying to stay on the lead lap to keep his hopes alive here tonight as well. So you can't judge him too hard, and he's running a good, clean race as your leader continues to be Jordan Casey, 0.8 of a second over Evan C. That's Dylan Hauser, Blake Majulis in 4th, Desmond Busby in 5th, Kendall Tucker 11th to 6th, and Mike Augustine, Damian Kiefer, Hagen Sorensen 17th to 9th, and Caleb Durgan rounds out your top 10th after starting in 13th.
Yeah, you can't blame any of these drivers for not wanting to give up a lap here right now, because if the caution comes out and they get trapped a lap down, it's pretty much game over. So you kind of want to stay out in the front of the leader as long as you possibly can. Keith Hackney doing an excellent job so far out in front, still passing drivers as he maintains a good lead in front of Jordan Casey.
Well, and don't look now, Evan C's making hay on the low side. He's now cut that lead to 0.3 of a second. Evan C clawing on the low side, and Keith Hackney's actually pulled away from your leader, Jordan Casey, running that top side of the racetrack as we go on board with Evan C., the Chesney, South Carolina driver. You see him working the low side of the racetrack last time by, a little over 0.3 of a second behind Jordan Casey in the battle for the lead, as you can see Casey to his outside in the 42.
Evan C. has been faster than Jordan Casey the last 3 laps. Now Casey faster than him on the most previous lap. As Jordan Casey still out in front, C trying to run him down. Now Evan C. going to have problems with the 13 just like Casey did, but Casey's got 2 cars right in front of him to get around. This is just really, really good stuff here late in this race.
And right now, those two are 2 seconds ahead of your third-place runner, Dylan Hauser, who may want to see a caution in this one. And again, we talked about the latest iRacing update had tire wear. A lot of teams didn't feel like tire wear would be an issue here tonight. And Jordan Casey has punished the cushion for most of this race now, as now he closes back in on Hackney, and Hackney bobbles on the cushion. But this is at 1 second in front of Evan C., who rides back in second.
He's actually sitting right now in position number 20. They have lapped 21 through 25. And now here Jordan Casey still trying to find a way around the 91 of Keith Hackney. Hackney staying tough. And right in front of them is the 2 of CJ Howell. And that red number 2 in the picture. And Drew Hopkins, Dylan Yeager right in front of them as well. So plenty of tough drivers to try to get around. And those drivers professional, not going to make it easy. And here comes Casey. Very aggressive slider right there, trying to find a way around Hackney.
Keith Hackney to his inside, and he's going to keep it down low. He leaves the lane out there for Jordan Casey. Good, clean racing by the lap car with your leader as Casey will finally get around Keith Hackney. It really feels like Casey's followed him for the past 20 or so laps at least. And Tommy, it's also hard to believe we got 28 laps left in this race here tonight, and it's Jordan Casey by 0.8 of a second over Evan C. Hauser back in third, then Majulis and Kendall Tucker. It's your top 5. It is go time because we are clicking laps off in a hurry, and we are soon to be 25 laps to go with Wisconsin's Jordan Casey in the driver's seat for $6,000.
Yeah, Jordan Casey looking very, very strong right now. Very determined. Won the prelim server number 1 on Sunday night and trying to sweep the weekend with the Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling. He'll come around 25 to go. $6,000 on the line. Can Jordan Casey get the job done here tonight?
Well, right now, your top 3 have never won this event. Jordan Casey, Evan C., and Dylan Hauser. Blake Majulis back and forth, almost 4 seconds behind your leader. If he's going to go for the hat trick, he's got to get going now. Meanwhile, Kendall Tucker on your screen, he rides in 5th. He started in 11th, and you see him working on Majulis right there for position number 4. Tucker's running, Tommy, a little bit different groove than we've seen as he works the middle of the racetrack.
Yeah, Tucker just out there all around the speedway, just trying to find a way around there. You see him battling with Desmond Busby for position number 5 and 6 around the speedway. Tucker making good ground into the top 5, but still 4 seconds back from your race leader. Jordan Casey is just out in front on a Sunday drive. He has stretched his lead over Evan C. over a second right now, and then it's almost 3 seconds back to your 3rd place driver, Dylan Hauser.
Well, and Jordan Casey has now lapped off the top 19, and the lap cars are starting to move down the racetrack. Now, you see the battle right there. Everybody right around the cushion. Looks like a night at Fairbury here right now, where they're banging the boards around this racetrack. But the lap cars that Casey's got have largely been on the low side of the racetrack, and that's allowed him to pull away as, just as I say that, little lap traffic moves up in front of him, and that'll be the 15 car of Ryan Flayton as they battle around. And now, Tommy, less than 20 laps to go as we work lap number 82.
Keep your eye on the 33 machine. He has now officially moved to the outside of the speedway, and he is closing down your race leader in a hurry. 0.6 of a second is the gap, and now with lap traffic right in front, race for the lead. Here comes Evan C. once again to the inside. It'll be 17 to go at the line. Jordan Casey right there. Problems with lap traffic. It'll be Flatten and Howell right in front. Now here comes Evan C. on the inside.
And you got a battle for the lead as we work lap number 84. Slider from Evan C., but a good clean racing. He leaves a groove to the outside, and you got side-by-side lap cars in front of you. What do you do if you're either one of these drivers? You got to think it's about to get aggressive as they go side-by-side off into 1 and 2. Heck of a race right now for the top spot. Kokomo Speedway, the 16th annual Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling.
I don't want to say anything right now to jinx it, but Dylan Hauser has cut just about 2 seconds off the gap between him and Jordan Casey. Just less than 2 seconds is the distance, as it was almost 4 just a moment ago, and make that a 1.5 seconds the last time by. Jordan Casey about to have company from Evan C., and possibly Dylan Hauser is trying to run down your race leaders late in the race.
Jordan Casey scrubbed a lot of speed on that last slider that didn't quite work on the lap car, and you can see it starting to maybe want to take a little bit of rubber up top. Meanwhile, Casey moves down low. That's going to open the door for C, as Casey got a little bit into no man's land there, and here comes Evan C. with a slider. This could be for the lead as they work down the back straightaway. Not so fast, though, as Jordan Casey, your leaders, we come around for lap number 89. This one living up to the billing. Here comes Evan C.
Evan C. with a slider to the top of the speedway. Can he clear Casey? Casey will turn it down the hill. He'll slide up in front of Evan C. once again. Look in the picture. Here comes the 2-car of Dylan Hauser. It'll be 10 to go next time by. 3-car dance for the race lead late in the race.
Evan C. led that last lap. Now Jordan Casey's got to make some decisions as he's going to throw a slider. Slide job city for the top spot. C turns back down the hill, and now joining that battle is just a fantastic race as these guys are going at it for the lead as they work down the back straightaway. Dylan Hauser, what about all the ground he's made up, Tommy?
He was 4 seconds behind, less than 20 laps to go, and now he finds himself challenging Jordan Casey and Evan C. for the race lead. Dylan Hauser is on a mission. He guaranteed the win. Now he's trying to back it up as we come around to 7 to go this time.
And I don't think it's a big secret. Dylan Hauser will get aggressive if he has to. We saw a little bit of it last night, and now he can taste the lead. He can taste $6,000. Oh, this one's about to get good. If you're watching there on Team BLR, let us know who's going to win this one as we come around. 6 laps remaining, and Evan C. leading the way, but Hauser's closing fast as Casey has faded to 3rd.
And Jordan Casey may have used his stuff. Tire wear may have come into play just a little bit as he tries to slide in front of the 15. of Ryan Flatten to keep pace. But right now, Evan C. is taking the race lead late in the race. He's going to have 5 more trips around for $6,000, but he's going to have a very hungry Dylan Hauser right behind him.
And let's not forget last night, C led into the last lap when Hauser took it away from him on the last lap. Could we see redemption tonight for C? Could we see a repeat of Sunday night from Dylan Hauser as Hauser starts to close in on him? We ride along with him. 3 laps remain as they head off into 1 and 2. Oh, hang on, lap cars everywhere in front of your leaders.
Oh, lap cars. That was Dylan Yeager in the 46 car sliding right in front of the 2-car Dylan Hauser, halting the momentum for a second as Evan C. comes around. 3 more trips around the Kokomo Speedway. $6,000 on the line, and there are 3 wide between lap traffic right now. 2 to go at the line, Ben.
And did that bobble in lap traffic cost any chance Hauser's got it the win here tonight? Just a couple of laps left to go, and Evan C. now with a 1-second advantage. Evan
C. may have benefited right there from the possibly a block from Dylan Yeager, but Yeager just sliding up in front, trying to make battles for positions on his own. But nonetheless, Evan C. white flag is out, Ben. This is the final time.
Evan C.'s been good in the low, good in the middle, good in the top off turn number 4. He's $6,000 richer. Evan C. is a Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling winner.
Dylan Hauser will take home second. Blake Majolis, Kendall Tucker, Jordan Casey will round out the top 5 here at Kokomo in the 16th annual Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling.
Wow, Evan C. gets redemption from Sunday night. He got the big win when it counted. He survived chaotic lap traffic late in this one. Dylan Hauser, he made up a ton of ground, but comes up short. He'll come home second. Blake Majulis will not be a 3-peat champion. He finishes in 3rd. As again, this one lived up to everything we thought it would be here tonight as we get set to talk to the drivers who picked up the big money. $6,000 for the win, $2,500 for second, $1,000 for third.
And what outstanding racing we just saw right there. I think the Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling lived up to the hype. You know, these drivers just kind of rode around, saved their equipment, and then the last 20 laps, it was game on.
Well, 16 editions of this event, now 13 different winners. Your hard charger presented by Aaron Setup Shop. Trey Mills, 25th to 13th. Great run, but you see Evan C. took the win. Dylan Hauser second. And, man, just what a great show here tonight. Blake Majulis third, Kendall Tucker fourth, Jordan Casey. Heartbreaker there. He led a lot of it. He comes home in 5th.
Yeah, Jordan Casey. Equipment fading late in the race. A lot of laps, a lot of airtime on the race spot in the Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling. But nonetheless, Ben, we've got our champion up in the booth. Evan C., you're $6,000 richer. Man, that was a heck of a race.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it, to be honest. I mean, we were kind of talking all week, just the game plan going in. And, some of us were thinking we might not get a yellow at all. And, some of us were saying it's going to be yellow every 10 laps. And, I just tried to, you got to run it like you're not going to get a yellow, but also try and save, and kind of just ran it perfect there. I mean, Jordan went to the top pretty fast, and I didn't really think that was the move to beginning there to, go to the top that soon. And, it just worked out perfect for us. And I was a little bit worried about the damage we had on the front end. The toes a little knocked out from the beginning there, and just getting bunched up on the bottom. But it's worked out for us, and we was just able to play lap traffic perfect there.
Evan, you went to the lead on lap 89, but then it got really chaotic. The traffic was getting crazy. I don't know if your spotter was telling you that Dylan was up to second, but it was a little bit of a replay of what you had to deal with on Sunday night. What's going through your mind in the closing laps, and the lap cars are literally running every groove of the racetrack in front of you?
Yeah, all of us have teammates out there, and I know Hauser had some teammates in front of me, so obviously, it helps out to have guys that are helping spot for me. Tell my teammates in front of me just what line I'm running, and I know Hauser's teammates would not have moved off the top for me there when I was coming up on them. So I was just hoping that I'd have a big enough gap from Dylan. He was coming on the top. Obviously, I think set up for the top there because he was able to get by him pretty fast on the bottom. But when the tires go like that, it's kind of hard to move around. Once you don't have a whole lot of tire left, you kind of just got to stay on the top. And just momentum race it around the track, and so any sliders that are thrown or anything like that just kills your momentum towards the end of the race like that. But I mean, I think we saved, just enough there to be able to kind of run that middle line and that little slider line to the in 1 and 2, and it just worked out for us, because I tried to top one lap in 1 and 2 and did not like it, and didn't touch it again into 1 there, and it just worked out perfect for us.
$6,000. Give me something. What are you going to buy? What are you going to spoil yourself with? What do you do with $6,000 that you just won in this game here tonight?
Well, probably go towards my kart racing. That's about the only thing that I spend money on, that and sim racing, to be honest. But I don't spend a whole lot of my money that I win on iRacing. I try to save it and just keep it for a rainy day maybe. But that's so cool to win the World of Outlaws Championship last year, and we kind of had a heartbreaker in the Spring Fling last year. Just ran up front in it, just couldn't get it done. And you never know in these types of deals what's going to happen. But like I said, it just worked out for us tonight, and we were just able to play the tire game just right, and get through lap traffic just right.
Who do you want to thank that's helped you get here tonight?
All the guys at CFME Sports, Agility Speed Shop, they all put a ton of time in, just making sure the setups were dialed tonight, and in the prelims also, and all those guys ran a great race also. We had a lot of cars in the race tonight and a lot of guys up front. So, obviously just got to thank all the teammates. Then got to thank VLR. I've been with them for a while, but they've been putting on these deals for a long time now, and they make it bigger every year. So it's real nice to come out here on the sim and run for $6,000, and I think the purse was close to $20,000. So that was it's awesome to be able to come out here and run for that type of money. And got to thank Captain Morgan, Sweet Victory, Tractor Defense. Got to thank everybody that was helping me out, spotting tonight, and obviously got to thank y'all guys for doing the broadcast and race spot, and it's definitely cool to go back and watch these races, and y'all make it seem like it's real life.
Well, congratulations, sir. Job well done. It was definitely entertaining for Tommy and I in the booth, and congratulations. You are officially the 13th different driver to win a Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling.
Yep, thank you.
All right. Well, Tommy, I'll tell you what, man, he put on a show there, and I'm going to let you now bring in our second place finisher, Dylan Hauser, and who knows what we're going to get out of Dylan here, but he drove the wheels off that thing, and Tommy, we'll let you take it away.
All right, Dylan Hauser, second place finisher here tonight, man. You look dead in the water until about the last 20 laps where you're saving your equipment, and then you mowed down the race leaders very, very quickly. You had a shot at it at the end, and then maybe a lap car got in the way. You still take home $2,500 tonight. What's your thoughts on the race tonight, buddy?
I just don't know what goes through these kids' heads when they're racing on here. Like, if you're a lapper, get the out the way. This ain't real life. You know when they're on you. You got mirrors, you got spotters, you know when they're on you. As soon as I get to his bumper, he eats her to the high side, spins out in front of me, and that was the race. But we rode around, saved our stuff till 80 to go when I put the wood down and was fastest car on track the last 20 laps. And we came up. Evan drove this ain't taking nothing away from Evan C. Evan drove a phenomenal race. But his teammates, when there's 13 other teammates in the server, and Flatten and him are up there riding the wall, letting him by, and Jordan Casey had the same problem. It makes it not even want to, it's just so difficult to win these races when they're like this. But we gave it our all. That's all I can say. I feel like Evan's phenomenal at this game. I'm phenomenal. Blake's good. Jordan's good. We're all really good at this game. But to win these races, you got to have everything go your way. And I don't want to sound like a sore loser, but I feel like that one got away for sure.
Well, I know it stinks not to win, man. $2,500 though, not too shabby, and you definitely want to know.
I'd rather got jumped than run second. That's how I feel about second place. I hate second. So
we'll find a good charity. We'll find a good charity you can send $2,500 to if you don't want it. I figured you'd want at least $2,500.
I'll invest it back into my guys, but I'm here to win. I didn't sign up for this deal to run second, so we'll take it. Every year we're extremely close, and I just got to say hats off to all my guys at House of Speed iRacing Setups. We worked extremely hard, and to really reel them guys in from 2.5 seconds back within 15 laps, and to have a car just pull up in front of you to block for the leaders makes it frustrating. But we'll take it on the chin, and we'll come back next year as strong as ever. And I'm never going away. I'm going to be here forever. So we'll see you at the next one, boys.
Keep digging, buddy.
And I gotta thank all my sponsors too.
Yes, sir.
I really couldn't do it without all my sponsors: Sullins Transport, Gears Unlimited, Billy Gears, Chris Sullins, Bobby Hans, Hans Performance, 3D Racing, Scott Dobbs, and everybody over there. Chris Pearson Racing, Gay Steven Designs, Cocky Fully Consulting, Dirty South Speed Shop, Sweaty Tuna Racing, and Dalton Sherman Photography. And this, we didn't win it, but I would like to give this second place to Howard Weaver. I ran his car tonight, and it shows that maybe he is a little rusty in the seat, and I can get it done. It ain't the car, so I appreciate it.
Shots fired. Well, Dylan, good job, man. We enjoyed it. I hate you didn't get the win, but you made it very fun. We'll see you at the next one.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Never at a loss for words, Dylan Hauser. And now we'll bring in the driver that was the two-time defending champion. Comes up short tonight, but finishes third, Blake Majulis. And Blake, man, it's hard to follow Dylan Hauser in a post-race interview, but we're going to give you the best shot. Congrats on a third-place run. Seemed like you made up some ground there late, but just a little too late.
Yeah, it was a good run. Just saved a little too much, got a little far behind, and didn't get a yellow like I was hoping. And it happens. It's racing and whatnot. So just happy to come home third. Nothing wrong with that. But our stuff was just coming in. Just needed a yellow. Saved just a little too much there, and they were a little too far out to get anything going there. But yeah, just like I said, I wish I pushed it a little harder there, a little earlier, and got up there. I think I could have held pace off the last restart, but I laid back and saved the rubber, and didn't do enough. So it is what it is. And third, I'm happy with third, honestly, after falling back that far.
Tommy, you got a question there?
Well, Blake, Evan picks up the win. You come home with a third. Obviously not your third straight spring fling, but your teammate picks up the win. Majulis Speed Shop getting the job done once again. You got to feel happy about that.
Yeah, I'm stoked Evan won. I just got bitched at, for 5 minutes to these guys, Jordan Casey and Dylan Hauser. They called me every name in the book. Keep it calm and professional. You guys go back and watch that broadcast and tell me what I did wrong there. I don't understand these people. They're delusional. I don't know what kind of people they are anymore, but it's honestly hysterical. They bring these. I hope they bring the same energy in real life anymore, because all they do is talk, and I'm just so over it. You'll never win. I have a speed shop and all, and these people act like I'm in my guy's ear telling him what to do on the racetrack. Like, dude, when we're racing for 6,000, let me tell you something. When we're racing for $6,000, we are 1 for 1, all for all. Like, it's all or nothing. We're not racing as a team. That's not how it works. And anyone that's racing as a team is just, it ain't right. And that's not what we're doing. So I find it comical how those people are just talking right now. Love the hate. It's happened forever. But yeah, just keep it going. We won again 3 years in a row. See ya. It is what it is, dude.
Did you at least have fun?
I guess, yeah. It was fun, I guess. I don't really know, but just happy we got the win again.
Well, Blake, you come home third. Any other sponsors you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, Majulis Speed Shop, all my teammates, WR1 Sim Chassis Represent Limited. Hopefully some of those guys are watching on the West Coast. Reliable Energy Solutions, Design 75, ML Performance, CFM Esports, Chris Ferguson, Evan C. Yeah, and the haters, of course. Keep it coming, baby.
All right, Blake Majulis comes home in third. Tommy, I feel like the Christmas card list got a lot shorter tonight, so a lot of fun.
Gotta love it.
Well, I tell you what, why don't we real quick bring in KT King. I see him down there in the lobby, and KT helps organize a lot of the chaos here. And man, it's a lot. I don't care if it's in the virtual world or the real world. It's tough to put one of these on. And KT, a lot of fired up people tonight, but I feel like overall you got to be happy with how the event went. So many great racers, and 100 laps caution free in a very tricky bull ring.
Look, there's no doubt it's the best show on virtual dirt. Every time you book it, you're coming to the Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling. It's going to be the best. Look, that's not 99 laps. I mean, you can be mad about it, but that's 99 green flag laps, right, in a row.
Yeah, not too shabby.
How many racetracks are you getting that at?
Oh man, well I tell you what,
There's
the
not
passion
many.
is there though. You know what that tells me? You guys are paying big money. These guys want to win, and I do believe a lot of these guys want to win more than they want the money. So that's it's pretty fun, man. It was entertaining. These guys drove their hearts out tonight, and whether or not there's team play in there, I can't say. I don't know enough about it, but it was entertaining to watch, and it comes down in lap traffic. The top 3 drivers, heck of a show.
Yeah, and as far as the things on our side that we can control, I mean, Stephen Calavoda put together a great racetrack all week throughout the practices, throughout the prelim race. I mean, he had it going. The broadcast team, you guys were incredible. I mean, this is my time to pump up Schaeffer's Oil for coming back on, making this thing happen again and again. Spartan Transportation for coming on. You know, I could go on and on. Gears Unlimited. Gosh, there's so many, but we're SimRap Market. We're so thankful to have you guys all on board year after year, coming back. Ben, you've been doing this for a while. Tommy as well. Hugo, this is not your first one, so we're just happy to have you guys and all the viewers, and it's fun. We love it.
Well, KT, thanks for having us, man. You guys have created something here that makes people that are already passionate get that much more passionate. So I think we've got one more person we're going to talk to. If you want to hang out and hear this is something you put together, as tonight your Aaron's Setup Shop hard charger, Trey Mills. And Trey, you didn't get the win, buddy, but you came from the back. You gave up the 350. You charged up through there, and you end up coming home in 13th. Past 12 cars. Are you happy with your performance?
Yeah, you know, I'm pretty happy with it. I feel like we could have done a little bit better though. At the beginning, I knew I was starting in the back, so I was really just kind of to save my stuff, and I was honestly hoping that we would have a late race caution, but it never happened. I was just kind of saving, and then once we got to about lap 75, I realized that I was in 15th, and I decided that I figured that we weren't going to have another yellow, so I just started driving it and managed to gain a couple more spots. But I was really hoping, really playing my cards out for there to be a late race yellow, but it just didn't happen. But we'll take a hard charger award.
Yeah, you came from the back, you raced your way in. You turned more laps than anybody in this main event tonight, and nothing to hang your head about there.
Yes, sir. I once again want to thank Dylan Hauser, House of Speed, JC Floyd, Ace Graphics, and just mainly Dylan Hauser. You know, he puts a lot of time and effort into these setups to make us compete with the best of the best, and I just want to thank him a lot.
Well, great job tonight, Trey. We can't wait to see what you do in future races. Tommy, KT, as we get close to signing off on this deal, final thoughts from you guys. Tommy, I'll go with you first.
Just another outstanding Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling. 1 caution and 100 laps with some of the best drivers on the iRacing circuit. You had passion, you had badass racing. I mean, just everything you want from a sim race broadcast and entertainment-wise. It was all there tonight. It was awesome.
KT, final thoughts, my friend.
We'll see you next year. Let's do it again.
I love everything about it. Well, I'll tell you what, it takes a lot of people to put this on. KT did a great job behind the scenes. Chris Ferguson did a great job. Howard Weaver, so many different people. Stephen Calavoda, a lot of people. And they dared me to give a shout out here to our production crew. And I'm going to butcher some names, but damn it, I'm going to do it. Hugo Lewis, great job. I feel good about, or it could be Louise, but Hugo Louise. Juliana Caesar. Could have got bad there. Could have got close. Probably not. Pretty good. And Camila Moraes. That's what I've got on the 3 names. Probably got 1 out of 3. Close enough for government work? Perhaps, Tommy. Do you think did it sound right to you?
I believe so. I don't say their names enough to get them right, so I butcher everybody's name anyways.
Well, we got to keep working on them. Well, on behalf of our production crew, Tommy Rowe, always a great, just a great honor to work with you. Cool to see another guy coming up through the ranks here in Memphis, and you're branching out all over the country. Very cool to see. And again, I want to thank everybody for having me on board. We hope you enjoyed it. This was the 16th annual Schaeffer's Oil Spring Fling presented by Spartan Transportation, Team VLR, along with RaceSpot. And you watched it all live over the past few nights. We appreciate you. We'll be back next year. Stay tuned. Be safe. Good night, everybody.